Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Index Office Hours. Today is the 21st of April, and this is Index Office Hours 254. Juan is not with us today, he's out of office, so I will be the one pasting the link into the chat. So let me go ahead and do so. Where's the chat? Right here. Boom. Link is being posted. Welcome everyone to Index Office Hours. For those of you who are new, this is the town square where graph ecosystem participants come together and discuss the most important and relevant topics for indexes. As always, as I like to say, this is a conversation and we do love participation, so feel free to get involved in today's conversation via voice or text. As a reminder, this session is going to be recorded and posted onto public channels like YouTube. So if you are concerned about privacy, just bear that in mind. We do have a fun and engaging conversation today, so feel free to get involved in today's conversation. And with that, let's get into today's exciting agenda. I'm going to be handing over to Carlos for the regularly scheduled Repo Watch section and Protocol Watch section.
Hello everyone and welcome back. So this week was a quiet one again. Last week I had mentioned that Wrath had a new measure version 2.0 that brought in a new storage version on disk format, so V2 of the storage. And this week we have news there again. So they rolled out a new minor version. We're now on read 2.1.0. And this one fixes a couple of critical issues, and it also comes with a tool to do in-place migration of the storage to avoid having to start from zero. I am unsure if it takes a long time or not, but it's still possibly better than starting from zero. And that's all on Repo Watch. On Protocol Watch, I'm going to try and cover it for this week. So on forum governance, we have some very exciting news. We are introducing a new council member again. This time it's Marc-André, also known as 𝗨𝗂𝗂𝗧𝗂. And there's a new post as well about Dispatch, which is an experimental community-owned JSON RPC data service brought into Horizon. This is not a proposal. There's actually a live repo with contracts and everything fleshed out. Very interesting and exciting, and maybe Petko will have some words to say about that. On forum research, nothing going on. On contracts repository, we have merged a closed PR and a couple of open PRs. They seem, one seems to be a proposal, but it is kind of a DevOpsy, not so much about the contracts. In fact, all of them seem to be a bit not focused on content. On network subgraphs, we also have no updates for neither of the 5 subgraphs we're tracking. So also a quiet week, except for the governance news. So that's it for this week. So feel free to ask any questions.
We've got a question here asking what's happening on the council tab. Do you have any insights there?
I do not.
Sounds like 𝗨𝗨𝗂𝗧𝗂𝗧 and Petko saying that they are no longer around. Does anyone have an inside scoop on that? Feel free to chime in. Be great to get an update on that. I see Marc-André's typing. Marc-André, have you heard anything officially? You haven't heard anything officially about Tab, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, as of last week. I still
Oh,
still doing stuff for the
can't
tab.
seem to hear you, Marc-Andre.
Oh, sorry.
I think you're talking, but
I
there you go.
I'm
If
still
you
on a
just pull
tab.
up the audio, there you go. I can hear you now. Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
Let me try again. So,
Yes, loud and clear. I
as
can hear
far
you.
as I know, the tab is still operating. As of last week, I was still doing stuff for the tab. So, is there long-term future for it? I'm not aware of anything specific here. So, what's the tab? It's Technical Advisory Board. So, its function is to give technical advice to the council because not every council member is very technically oriented. So when it comes to reviewing smart contracts, detailed proposals for the protocol, the tab gets involved to provide a review and basically reviewing the proposals and provide our I guess approval or disapproval or comments to the council, which remains the body that is responsible to take the decisions.
Yeah, where's the question coming from, Matthew? Is this something that you've heard through the grapevine, or what? Like, it sounds like Marc-Andre's on the tab, but hasn't heard of any sort of like happenings within it or to it. So I'm curious to know where the questions originate from. Since Mark's on the council now, is tab needed? Okay, I see. Any thoughts, Mark?
Well, I'm not alone on the tab. So I know there's some few spots available on the tab right now. So I guess some decisions will have to be made. Am I going to be allowed to stay on the tab? I don't know. Are we going to fill those spots soon? I don't know either.
Gotcha. And since we're on the topic of you joining as a council member, Mark, do you want to just chat through, how the experience has been thus far, what your plans are, something along those lines?
Yeah, well, I'm not even sure I actually officially joined. I mean, everything has been announced. I don't know if there's still need to be a ratification. I guess my first meeting will happen in the next few days. When I'm not joining the tab with necessarily a specific agenda or anything. I just want to bring this perspective, my personal perspective, my experience, and also the perspective of indexers in general. I mean, there's already indexers on the console. I guess more an additional indexer voice, I guess, will be useful there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to discover that thing and try to get things on board, and I finish my onboarding and get ready to join the meetings.
Yes, just echoing what Peko is saying, more indexes in governance is always a good thing. So good to see that you're on there, and excited for you to progress and share your insight at that level. Congratulations, that's amazing. Awesome. I also noticed that Peko put in a link here for Lodestar. So if you want to chat through that, Petco, and maybe add some additional context, the floor is all yours.
Yeah, sure. There's not much to talk about it at this point. It's very new, but I have been playing around with a JSON RPC service as like a hobby project. I reused all of the Horizon building blocks, and it worked really well actually. So I'm calling it the dispatch service, but what it does is it basically allows providers to be able to serve RPC requests to consumers and have the consumers pay GRT via the escrow contract. Very similar to how the subgraph service works. If anyone wants to learn more, let me just link. This is the repository. It has a README. It has a Git book. And actually, if you guys want, I can share my screen just for a sec because I want to show.
That'd be awesome.
Is my sound okay? 'Cause I heard some.
Yeah.
echoing.
I said no. Yeah, I said that'd be awesome. Love to see your screen. It's
Yeah.
sharing.
It's it's very small, but anyone who wants to see more of how dispatch looks like on the network, first off, you can check the services page on Lodestar, and it will show dispatch alongside the subgraph service. So now there are officially two data services on the network on Horizon, which is nice. Of course, it's still very experimental, but it does work. I am currently the only registered provider, but it's absolutely permissionless, so anyone can register. I'm not saying that this is any financial advice or any advice because again, it's very experimental so far. But yeah, and you can see it in action on the dispatch page. I have connected my wallet with a consumer, and I've deposited some GRT in the escrow, and I can use the RPC portal, which actually uses the real dispatch service. So I can query things like block number. I can get the balance for a given address, and all of this uses the dispatch service, meaning that it actually queries the provider. It uses the provider's RPC setup, and the data is served by the provider, consumed by the consumer, and the consumer signs these transactions, gets the result back, and pays pretty much nothing to the provider. But like if uh, if the consumer makes some larger scale requests or whatever, obviously this is gonna be more. Although I was running some tests, and right now the only kind of ballpark number I have on the pricing is that I think 1 million requests will add up to, well, I don't want to speak out of not yeah, I don't want to say an not informed number, but it'll be well below $30 for 1 million requests. But yeah, all feedback is welcome. I'm kind of building it out in the open in the dispatch repository. So yeah.
It's awesome, dude. I see Josh is typing. Any questions, Matthew? I know you're a big fan of Lodestar. Great to hear questions, thoughts. There's a question in here from Josh in the chat, Betko.
Yes, yeah. I think there was a bit of confusion because that request specifically took that amount of GRT. But I mean, yeah, if the consumer only uses the get block method, 1 million requests will be 10 cents. But if the usage is mixed and the consumer uses different methods that cost more computational resources, then it's going to get more expensive. But again, I haven't really laid out the figures, so I can't really say exactly how much everything will cost, but I will work on it and add a documentation specifically on pricing because it's not fixed across like all of the different methods. It really depends on how much computation is used by the provider. Yeah, test and prod. What was the total build time? I mean, the total development time was about 2 weeks where I spent like an hour a day max. So not a lot of actual development time. Most of this is AI augmented because I use the subgraph service and the current version of the substreams data service, which is work that is in progress. I use them as reference points to create this. And ultimately, the JSON RPC service is a lot simpler than both of the other ones. So it really wasn't hard to do. Uh, Put it on the network and we'll get it. It is on the network. It is live on Arbitrum 1. Everything is permissionless. Anyone can become a provider if they can stake 25,000 GRT, which at this price, like I'm sure you guys can. Yeah, I'm not sure, Vince, what you mean by first class. Like maybe for it to be more stable and be a first class citizen in the indexer agent and stuff. That is still a long way ahead. Um, yeah, and I would like to work from with people from the protocol team to kind of drive that forward and make this service really battle tested and really stable. So that is definitely a long way ahead, but at least the basics are there. Less than a month. Yeah, well, in development terms, that's true. But we gotta go through some governance steps.
I see Matthew's typing. While Matthew's typing, what governance steps need to be taken in order to progress this?
Well, first, like in for this to be a quote unquote official like first class and like the for me, the service is already live, it's real, it's usable, but in order for it to be maybe equal to the subgraph service in terms of stability and like people recognizing it as a usable thing, part of the core, offerings of the graph, it needs to be like that whole thing needs to be aligned within the foundation and yeah. I can't like I'm not sure what the exact specifics are, but I will try my best to kind of make sure that there aren't a lot of bottlenecks and try to really get this to a good stage where it really can be a first class service equal to the subgraph service.
Nice. Any ideas on how to get it on the Explorer and the docs and stuff? Like,
Mm, well, that's another thing because I would need to work with Edge and Node specifically for the Explorer and the docs. So that is something that I haven't really started doing, but yeah, I guess once there is alignment and agreement within the foundation that this looks good, then we can kind of also align with Edge and Node. Although I do love the energy of Vince tonight saying that anyone can basically do anything. I like that.
yeah, people love what you're working on, dude. Yeah, you can just do
Well,
things.
and like just aligned with what Vince said. I think I've kind of I've given it out in the open for people to use, both it being on the network and on Lodestar, and people being able to open issues in GitHub. I'm very open to working with anybody that wants to use this or is curious or wants to help make it better. So from my side, no blockers. But yeah, I can't really say when it will be a first class citizen, but there is an appetite in the ecosystem for this. So I'm sure that we will get there. I just don't know exactly when at this point in time.
I've been begging for this for 4 years. Where do I sign? Yeah, seems like people love this.
Vince, you can officially be the second registered on-chain provider. I don't want to keep being the only one, and I don't really know anything about indexing. Well, I mean, I don't know anything about running a provider, but I ran this because no one else did. But you can be the second one. You'll be the best dispatch service provider.
Vince, you gotta put the money where the mouth is. You gotta invest in this guy. He's doing the things. Oh, nice, nice for Dow too. Hell yeah. I'm not asking a version. Yeah, you can just do things, man. That's the way. That's the way. I love it. I love it. Awesome. You posted Vince this Midlify uh documentation uh tool. Um, is that something you're suggesting for Petco to use just to add to the repo and amazing docs come out? Yeah, have you tried this? I've heard great things from this company, by the way.
I have not, but I will definitely look into it. A lot of people are recommending it.
Yeah, I think it's a YC company. Yeah, what's the quality like, Vince? Have you used it? You say it's fantastic. Like, I'm curious how good it is. Wow. Do you have like an example of some docs for something you used? I'd love to see it in action. Sounds really cool. It sounds like every you know developer just building stuff on the side who can't be asked to create documentation is like had all their prayers answered in this platform. I wonder what the pricing is. Oh, it's free for individuals, but there's a price. There's pricing for startups. Um, yeah, it's really really cool. I like it a lot. I'm here creating a Git book with Claude. Yeah, it sounds next level. We'll try. Yeah, it does. It really does. Yeah, the pricing is very reasonable as well. Um, Vince, if you have any docs that you've created using this tool, I'd love to see it via a link. I'm just curious, like how good this thing is. It seems, I mean, the website looks really really slick. I love um, oh wow, they raised $45 million in a Series B. Jesus, okay, they're moving and shaking. Something's happening. Contact Us is very expensive. Yeah, exactly. They must be doing well if they're raising $45 million. I wonder what the ARR looks like. It's probably insanely high, I'd imagine. So yeah, it looks cool. Looks really really cool. Okay, another thing I wanted. Oh, okay. Found one. Okay. Oh, these are all the web. No way, dude. Are you serious? Like, that's crazy. Even like Circle has used them. It made this website for Circle. No freaking way, dude. Am I tripping? Developers.circle.com was created by Entlify. Surely there was human input. This website's slick as hell. It's insane. Wow, that's pretty cool. Definitely keen to check this out further. Thanks for linking that, and yeah, it could be helpful, Petco. All right. Another thing I wanted to discuss with you guys is to go through the roadmap and highlight things that people want to hear more about. I'm in the process of just like collating the next set of topics we're going to be discussing in future IOHs. So if anyone has any particular thoughts on topic areas that people want to discuss as it relates to the roadmap or any sort of so I'll try like future topic suggestions road future. Oh, what's up with this? Why is it white on white? There you go. Future topic suggestions roadmap or otherwise. Okay. So, are there any particular things as it relates to the roadmap or otherwise that people want to hear? Feel free to type it in the chat here or on the sticky notes. It'd be great to collate some thoughts on things that people want to hear about, and then we can circle back on this. We were supposed to have Tycho come through today, but Tane, the guy who is was with us last week and was supposed to be with us today, unfortunately, he's had a personal emergency with one of his friends having to go to hospital, unfortunately, so he cannot make it. Yeah, want to make sure that either that topic or other topics people want to discuss are sufficiently covered. So any thoughts, any things, or just I want to keep it super open. So any things that people want to hear more about, and I can kind of go away and collate thoughts and topic ideas and bring people to IOH. I'd love to hear people's perspectives on this. Anything people want to hear more about? Any guests? Any topic areas? Any burning questions people want to hear about? A refresher. I'm pasting the. Oh, geez, not there. Just paste that into the chat here. That's the roadmap. So, are we happy with updates in relation to the rewards eligibility oracle? I know that was something that people were roadmap. It's too slow. Yeah. Live. Yeah. Believe it is USDC, but I will have to double check on that. That's the before Claude roadmap. Yeah, for sure. Things. Yeah. To ship my spot. Yeah, the bar has just like gone way higher now since all these tools have come out. I think we did an update last week, Matthew, in relation to REO. Was that helpful? Did it suffice? I know there's been some delays, but is there still okay? When live? Petco, actually, do you? I know that Slim, who's not with us today, had some thoughts on that and shared some stuff. Do you have any thoughts on that, or has Slim discussed anything with you? I'm gonna ask until it's live. Yeah, fair enough.
On the REO,
Yeah.
I also don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna message Rem right now on Slack. I'm literally gonna do it this very second, and I'm gonna be like, "Yo, when is Aria live? Folks are asking in IOH." Okay. Okay, so I've just messaged Rem in the chat there. It's a funny gif. Supposed to be in January, we're in April. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We'll definitely get an answer. There's a question here on Lodestar. Do you want to chat through that, Petco?
I think Lodestar should show the if wait, I'm gonna link it. If you the governance page shows a bunch of things that are in progress, but that's not so smart. Unfortunately, I have to update it. Well, I have to trigger an update manually, but I promise to make it smarter. I really want that to be the source of truth for stuff.
Man with the terminal ship something first. If that says anything. Yeah, it is impressive, Petco. Hats off. Another question in there. How do we see you voted, didn't vote on snapshot.org? That's a broader question. That's a good question. I see Andrew here from the Graph Foundation responding. Good question. Not sure if it shows addresses, but it's the council who votes it through. Any thoughts, Marc-Andre? Because I know you're in the council. I guess you're new to the council. Have you voted yet or anything? I don't think I'm on the multi-sig yet. Okay. He hasn't been to a session yet. Yeah, fair. So, only this guy's voted on them all. We know who that address belongs to, Vince? Yeah. Who dat? You know, is there any insight? Are we allowed to know? No idea. Any idea, Andrew, from the foundation, who this address belongs to? Are we allowed to know, or is it something that is hush? Not sure we can discuss honestly. Okay, yeah, fair. Fine, that's reasonable. We just need everything to move at the speed of Petco building Lodestar. Yeah. It is impressive. That's funny. 9 days left, so we can check next week for vote status. Yeah, of course, and we can discuss that in the next IOH and see if there's any updates there as well. Is the council vote the only remaining task for Ario? Let me just forward that to Rem. See if there's an update there, and I'll forward that onto IOH as soon as I hear back. Or are there other things? Let me just send that to Rem. Yeah, I've just messaged Rem on that. So I'll message as soon as, or I'll refer back to that as soon as I hear that I'll relay that information here as soon as I hear back from Rem. Rem or Slim is the best suited to answer that exactly. So I've just messaged Rem. Slim is busy. I've messaged him, but he's quite busy. This one person voted is weird though. The rest probably still pondering. Everything on the roadmap, need up. Okay, that's fair. We can do weekly updates on everything on the roadmap. So that's okay. So we're in Q2. So here are the items on the roadmap for Q1. Q1 2026. Which items do people wanna hear about? Oh, nice. If you could also come on board, Petco, and do weekly updates on IOH on Lodestar, I think people would appreciate that because it sounds like you're shipping pretty fast, and there's a lot happening there. So yeah, if you're open to
Yeah, but
something like that.
I mean that on Lodestar there is a roadmap page where I try to update. Oh, Abel, there is very
Very bad audio echo.
no, like I can hear my.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but just to say that, yeah, I try to update that page daily, really, so that people know kind of what's happening with the roadmap. But I can even try to add more details there if people find that useful, like for each item, just to have some, the recent things that have been done to get it, like, yeah, the recent thing that the recent things that have been done to move it forward. I think I can also add stuff like that.
Any echo now? Is it fine? How's the audio? It should be fine. Yeah, that'd be great. Better now. Okay, awesome. Yeah, but also just like, I don't know, like a 5-minute update, summarizing and aggregating all of the updates that you do on a daily basis on the roadmap. I think it could be quite helpful if you're up for that. Yep, sounds good. Cool. All right, I'll add you to the agenda. I know you're super consistent, so that would be really helpful. I think we're going to need to do one-shot Claude landing page on. Yeah, that'd be funny. Status for REO: waiting on council to vote by 30th of April. After that, expected to go live in X. Let me just message Rem that. So, question from IOH. Awesome. I will. That's the level of detail I would like. Okay. You're just like sending all of this to Rem right now. I think he's not online on Slack, but as soon as he gets back to me, I'll relay that information in the coming IOH. Yeah, that's important information for sure. So there's that. Do people want an update on token API? I know that's something that is on the roadmap as well. Also, X402, is that something people want an update on as well? I think probably we should just do like a segment, I think. Let me just add a segment actually. Let me do that now. Roadmap update segment. Yeah, I think it makes sense to do a roadmap segment every week. Yeah, that checks out because there's a lot that needs to be relayed. Yeah, and we can have we can involve Petco in that section as well for Lodestar. I think that makes sense. I see Matthew's typing, and he obviously the things for Q4 less focus on. Yeah, of course, yeah. That makes complete sense. It'd be Q1, Q2 kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm happy to organize that. I can get Slim to come on board and discuss that. Okay. Any other thoughts or things that people want to hear about on a weekly basis? Roadmap is one of them. I've added that to the agenda, and I'll try and get the first update to come out by next week. Any other thoughts? E.g., it's not clear why Ario was targeted. I think it's targeted for Q1 is still not available. We're a third through. Yeah, fair. No, that's fair. That's fair. I will make sure to get those updates out. I've messaged Rem, so as soon as he comes online and responds to me, I will relay that information over to you guys on the updates in regards to REO, and then I will also go ahead and get an update going every single week, and I'll try and pull in Slim to do that because I think he's probably the most high context individual who has all the stuff, and of course Petco is also got a lot of context as well, and is also doing loads as well. So yeah, I'll chat to both of those guys. There may be legitimate reasons for delaying things, but we're still in the dark. Yeah, fair. That's completely fair. I think a better job can be done in terms of relaying that information, and I'll try and plug that gap from next week onwards. In fact I'll message them now. Can we? Okay. All right. Okay. How do we make FireHose service for all index? How do we make FireHose service for all indexers, or is Petco doing the first lol? Not sure if I understand the question. FireHose wasn't on the roadmap for whatever reason, only substreams. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Petco as a core dev would be pretty cool. Josh is typing. I always assumed, but just an assumption, that whatever is made in the end for substreams will also be deployed for Firehose. But again, it's just an assumption. I'm not part of the build out for that. Maybe an update on Firehose data service. Is that something you can do, Petco, or shall I try and reach out to someone else for that? What do you think?
I mean, I can definitely ask around. I can still hear myself. Hello.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I can definitely ask around, but to my knowledge, the substreams data service is being actively worked on. I have not heard anything about the Firehose data service, but yeah, I will see if I can learn more and share with you guys.
Perfect. Yeah, let's try and get an update in for all of this stuff for next week. Okay, cool. We'll work on that. We're at the top of the hour. Unless anyone has any burning questions, feel free to type in the chat if you do. I will take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for joining today's Index Office Hours. Oh, Vince is typing. Maybe there's a burning question. I will pause for that. In case there's anything there worth highlighting or discussing. The anticipation of the typing. Let's see. Oh, Josh has joined the crowd as well. Edco would type this message faster. Yo, that's we love it. We love it. Would be cool to have Firehose as a service, because then you could just run substreams locally. Yeah, fair. Oh my god, this is insane. Petco dev, just ship it. We love it. We love it. Yeah, Petco is amazing. We're a big fan of Petco. Yeah, he always comes in and just shares a crazy amount of alpha at IOH. So it's good to have you here, Petco. And yeah, thanks for sharing stuff about Lodestar today. The people seem to love it. So yeah, we definitely want to continue doing that as well. Okay, we're at the top of the hour, so I'm going to take this opportunity to say thank you to everyone who's joined us today for Index Office Hours. I hope you guys found this interesting and fun, and we'll see you again same time next week for another edition of Index Office Hours, hopefully with more updates on the roadmap. Wish you guys an amazing rest of your week, and we'll speak very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.